Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podium. This is episode 10. Big double digits. Big milestone for us tonight.
Yep.
How's everyone feeling?
Good.
Hey, this is kind of um like our special, when people do like episode 100 special,
Yeah.
this is our 10 episode Q&A special.
Yeah. For powerlifting podcasts, that's a milestone too.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
usually die out after like three. Yeah.
What was Rondell and Johnny Kaufman's podcast or whatever?
The No BS podcast.
No BS. Yeah, I'm like still waiting on episode 3.
I don't
I'm
know. I
sure they
think
dropped more than 3 episodes, but I haven't like heard much from them lately.
they were consistent for 4 weeks. They had 4 episodes and they just never released the fifth still.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with
It's
that,
been months
but
now. It was nice because they released them on Sundays, so I would
mhm,
listen to them at work. And now they just stopped. So
interesting.
I
I
think it
didn't
was
even
funny
know
too
they had.
because I'm pretty sure in like the first couple episodes they were making fun of podcasts too that like died out so quick. But I mean, it was genuinely one of my favorite podcasts. So kind of
Yeah, it was a pretty
unfortunate.
good podcast.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh well.
Anyways, we got uh we got some questions today, kind of like our first episode. Um, we posted on Instagram to get some fan questions for the podcast. I think this is our first episode for 2025 as well. So that's kind of cool.
Yep.
Um, I think a good place to start, a good a good first question. There's some questions about the podcast, and then there's some just about us as like lifters.
Okay.
Um, but I think a good one to start with is where we see the podcast going in 2025. Just plans for 2025.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I want to answer last on that one.
okay, okay. Noah, do you want to go first? Do you want me to?
Yeah, I can start it off. Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, have not thought about that. Again, I mean, we'll cover just the big meets that are going on. Hopefully get some more people to get to know other people in the community, and hopefully the people listening could get to know us more too. So I guess that's why we're doing the Q&As, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And hopefully they get to know us in our powerlifting journey for that year. I mean, yeah, just to grow the channel, like to grow the podcast, grow the channel, get better at this.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fair.
I agree. I think I guess like goals almost for the podcast. Like I want to just be consistent, post pretty much every week. I mean, there's a couple weeks that we're skipping, like for Sheffield, we're not posting one that week. I'm sure like the week of Worlds we won't do, the week of Nats, like the week of the big meets we won't do.
Yeah.
Because we'll just post the week before and the week after for preview and recap. But I think in general, just to stay consistent and not miss any weeks, and then yeah, just have some more like personal podcasts, get to know more people. Um, I I don't know. Getting a lot of people to listen in bigger numbers is cool, but I kind of just enjoy doing it. So if we can stay consistent with it, that's I just like doing it. So
Yeah,
yeah, I guess that's
it
that's
is
kind of my
fun.
goal is just to stay consistent and get more people on, talk to more people, and yeah,
Okay. Um, let's say my goal for 2025 with this podcast is number one, I just want to get better at this. Which I feel like we have done over these like last 10 episodes. We've gotten much better. We figured out what we like, what we're good at doing. So I just want to continue to sharpen the blade when it comes to our podcasting skills. Um, and number two, um, to just grow the podcast, get more than you know 50 listeners every week.
yeah,
Um,
We
I,
love
I
the
guess that,
50.
huh?
I said we love the 50.
Yeah, we
I'm
love.
surprised 50 people are listening to it. I'm not gonna
yeah,
lie.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by that as well. But yeah, I just want a little. I want more. I want to get our name out there more. Get better. That's really it. And
Yeah,
consistency, like Austin mentioned, just sticking with this every single week.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
great. I
I
agree with
agree.
that all.
We have
Simple.
some good plans, I think, for what we'll do. I don't know, like just more interviews with more people. The recap and preview shows are going to be cool. We're going to kind of
Hmm.
make like a little like fantasy league kind of out of it with with us and just kind of keep score, figure out like a scoring system for the meets. And I don't know, I think it kind of puts a like a spin compared to other podcasts instead of just giving our predictions. It's almost like
Yeah.
something on the line, like there's a winner. So I don't know, I think that's kind of cool. And then I think, like I said earlier, just some more personal stuff. Um, Before we compete, we can kind of go into depth on ourselves. We haven't really talked about ourselves at all on the podcast. We've only talked to other people. So I think it'd be cool to kind of get into that. We could even do almost like a podcast with us three, like one where we actually just talk about Asante, then one where we talk about Noah, one where we talk about me. Um, Almost like we're the ones being interviewed. I think that'd be kind of cool to do for next year. But
Yeah, that's actually a good idea.
yeah, well, we'll see when we get there. But I think that'd be a cool like 3 week kind of stretch of doing things. But
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Sweet.
next question. I think this kind of leads good into the next one. Is who are our dream guests for 2025?
Dream guest. That's crazy.
Yeah, who's? I guess we'll just do like one person each. Who would we love to get on the podcast?
Asante, you want to start us off on this one?
Sure. Uh, I would love to get Ashton Rauska on here. I feel
Yeah,
like that'd be pretty sick. He seems like a really cool guy that I would like to have a conversation with at some point, whether it's on here or just out on the street somewhere. I don't know. I just
yeah,
want to talk to the guy.
yeah.
That's all.
Noah, what about you?
He kind of stole my guy. I was gonna say Ashton. Like he's one of my one of my favorite powerlifters. Honestly, one of my favorite athletes in general.
Really?
Like like if I just like overall look at what I like about different athletes, like Ashton, like kind of he's like that leader, like that top guy.
Yeah.
Like it's not like he goes through the same things that we all do, and he always comes out winning meets,
Hmm.
breaking world records after like being injured. Like he got injured again. He'll probably go crazy at Sheffield still. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'd say Ashton. I do like since you said Ashton, I'll say someone else too. I think Bob would be funny.
Oh yeah.
Like he's like a really interesting person. So Bob and Ashton are probably my number one and two.
Yeah, I I would love to get John Hack on the podcast. That is probably
Oh,
my like dream guest because then we can tell him that Asante doesn't think he's a go to powerlifting
Bro,
and
what?
oh yeah,
I said he's 1A.
that topic is definitely coming up if he ever comes on.
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I like genuinely, I think that'd just be a really good podcast. Um, just to kind of see the side, like the untested side. I don't think much of us know a lot about it.
I don't know
Um,
anything.
yeah, and then I guess I mean he was powerlifting long before we were, so kind of just to get like the history of that, switching over,
Yeah.
what he thinks of the tested currently. I don't know. I think there's a lot that we could talk about with him, and
Yeah.
I don't know. In my opinion, he's the goat of the sport. So to be able to get the best powerlifter in the world on our podcast, I think would just be cool. So
Oh yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
yeah,
But, by the way, I didn't say he wasn't the goat. I said he's 1A, 1B with Jesus.
so if
That's
you had
like
to pick
having two
one,
girls. That's like having two girlfriends and saying, "I'm dating Stephanie. I'm dating Tiffany.
Yeah,
Sometimes I
those
like
are
Tiffany more. Sometimes I like Stephanie more."
those are my two girlfriends.
No, you can't have two. That's what I'm saying, bro. You can only have one. It
if you had to pick
doesn't
one,
work like that.
Asante,
If I had to pick one,
yeah,
oh man,
Dude, why do you have to think about this? I still don't understand that.
Jesus just has the biggest total ever. I'm gonna have to go Jesus if I gotta pick one.
The biggest
All
person in
right,
the
all
world.
right. When we get John on here, you better say the same thing. That's all.
Okay, right. I'll say this to his
Yeah,
face.
you better tell him that Jesus is better than him.
There's no backtracking here, bro. When we
Yeah.
get,
I,
it's a
bro,
win.
hey, wallahi, I'll say it to his face.
Okay, okay.
I'm not worried. He's saying that like he's gonna beat me up or something.
No, but like,
He's intimidating.
you.
Okay, but he's
Yeah,
never ran into me. That's the problem.
we need more hack lore, dude. Like, the
Yeah.
only video I saw John talk a lot was, and he didn't even talk much. It was him and Joey, like this old Q&A video, like
Really?
I know what
really
video you're
old.
talking about.
That I watched that one and I was like, he still didn't talk much, you know.
He had a podcast for a while, actually.
Did he?
Yeah, I think I listened to like one episode though. I think
Okay.
there's only like 3 of them. So,
Was it good?
well, I only listened to one of them, so I would say probably not.
Okay.
Anyways,
Respectfully.
I would love to get. I think all 3 of those would be amazing to get on. Yeah. Um, I guess getting off the topic of the podcast and more just with us. Um, I think we'll do just kind of a shortened version because this question could be really, really long. Plus, like I said, I think it'd be cool to do like a series of us 3, like really getting into like our backstory in powerlifting. But someone said, when did you start powerlifting and why? So I think just a very short version of that would be cool to get into.
Okay.
I'll go first. My first powerlifting meet was September 2019. So that was the first day I competed. Yeah. Actually, I think it might have been on September 11th. I know there was a different meet that I competed on that was on September 11th, but I think my first meet might have been
Yeah.
as well. I don't remember,
Because you
but
competed 9/11/2022, right?
I think that's when it was. Yeah, because that was your first meet, right?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. But I know I did a meet in September 2019. I don't know the exact date, but that was my first meet. I squatted 242, benched 155, deadlifted 308. That was my first
Shoot,
meet.
I thought you meant 242 keys.
No,
Sorry.
no, 110 kilogram squat, not even 100 kilogram bench. Yeah, 140 kilogram deadlift, which sounds crazy actually. To know that I'm now benching in competition more than I deadlifted my first meet, that's kind of crazy. But I got into it just because I was working out for baseball, like in high school, and I hated the lifting programs that they made us do. So I stopped doing that and I started to do my own. And the one that I saw the most progress with was like a powerlifting program. And I started following more powerlifters on social media and wanted to compete myself. So I signed up for my first meet and I kind of just fell in love with it from there. I ended up stopping playing baseball because of it. During COVID, I stopped playing baseball because it was canceled that year, and I had a full home gym so I could keep lifting. And right once COVID ended, I did another powerlifting meet, and that qualified me for team nationals. And traveling for a powerlifting meet kind of made me realize that I could be good at it. And yeah, it was kind of just up from there.
Wow.
That's
Yeah,
cool. I actually didn't know the Nikolai lore completely.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a very long story to go more into it. There's actually a very like specific phone call with my dad that I remember. That actually like
Oh.
the one conversation kind of started the whole thing, which is kind of cool.
Really?
Yeah.
We'll have to get into that on another episode.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
When we do the full backstory, we'll get into that.
Yeah, that's
But yeah,
cool, man.
yeah. Dante, you next?
Okay, I'm next. Okay. What was the question again?
Just when did
Bro,
you start? When did you start powerlifting and why?
Okay. Um, my first competition was July 10th, 2021. So it was like very, very shortly after I had graduated high school. But anyway, um, I began powerlifting because like basically like every day that school year, I was, instead of studying and doing my online classes, I was shutting the computer off, skipping all my schoolwork, and going to train at the gym with Logan. Um, and he was into powerlifting at the time. He already done like a meet or two at this point, I believe. So I was like aware of the sport, but not fully tapped in. But just hanging around him every day, I started to get like more and more immersed within the sport. I started training at a powerlifting gym, started getting familiar with the community. Um, had some people come up to me and like acknowledge me, like, "Hey, man, you're pretty strong. You should try like competing one day." And for a while, I didn't really like take those things seriously. I was like, "Oh, whatever, whatever. I don't really care about powerlifting. I want to go wrestle, you know." But then, I remember like this one day very vividly where I went on open powerlifting. I can't remember if it was open powerlifting or like the USAPL database, one of those two database websites. But I just like went in there and like looked at um it was like teen two, 59 kilos. And I was looking at like their numbers and I was like, oh shit, like I could low key do all of these things. Like why am I not giving powerlifting a try? Um and that's when I started to give it more consideration. Um Started to get deeper into it, hired a coach, signed up for a meet. And I mean that's pretty much the whole start of it, I guess.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Very cool. That's like that's like the average like powerlifter story. They wrestled or they played football. They start lifting.
Hmm.
Someone tells them that they're strong. You should try it.
Yep. Simple.
Um, yeah, mine's pretty simple too. So I started powerlifting January of 2021. Actually, I said 2022 earlier, but it's 2021.
Hmm.
So it's January of 2021. My first meet was 9/11, 2022, and I started powerlifting because I guess I lifted since I was like 15.
Hmm.
I started lifting like I was always in like calisthenics before that, like pull-ups, push-ups, sit-ups, whatever I can do, Um, well, I was probably like 12 to 15, and then I started lifting actual weights at 15, and then I only benched at that point, squatted like once or twice a month, and then I got into it watching David Lade videos. I'm like, oh dang, this guy does squat, bench, deadlift. He looks aesthetic. He's fire. And then he's like, oh, these SBD knee sleeves, and then doing episodes with like James English. And James English went to Junior Worlds at that time, lost to a Canadian by half a kilo in like
Wait, wait, wait,
little.
wait, wait, wait. James
What?
English went to Junior Worlds.
Yeah, bro. He went sub Junior Worlds. He lost to a Canadian by zero point 0.5 kilos. I
What
believe
year was
20,
this?
2016. He totaled 580 as a 74.
Mm, okay,
That
my
was
fault. I
like,
didn't mean it. I didn't mean to interrupt. I just thought that was
no,
crazy.
you're good, bro. Yeah, no, I can go into that whole lore over there, but yeah, that kind of got me into powerlifting because James English was a powerlifter, and I was watching a lot of David Lade. I was really into him. He got me into lifting, and I saw Russ video. Like he just came across my feed. I'm like, oh, dude, like this guy's a legit powerlifter. And then I kind of went through that whole rabbit hole, and then said I wanted to compete, and competed after high school.
Yep.
Nice. This is slightly off topic, but it made me think of it. My first meet was in 2019. Both of your guys' first meet was in 2021, right?
Yes.
Like for an average powerlifter, like powerlifting span, we're like old powerlifters already. And the reason I say this,
You're old.
I'm okay. I'm I'm not gonna name any names, but I was lifting with this other powerlifter today,
Mm-hmm.
and it made me realize how much of an old like powerlifter I am. He was talking about how he's on like a 5 night bender, and he was asking if any of us had Zins because he always uses them for accessories, and he was
What?
Bro,
telling us
what?
how he was saying how like uh he didn't do accessories because he didn't feel like doing them. And I asked him if he had back downs, and he was like, "Oh no, I don't usually do back downs." And I was like,
Bro,
"Wow,
what?
this is this is like it made me realize how much of an old powerlifter I am now."
Who is
So
this whack ass dude you're training with?
I'm not saying who it
Wait,
is.
wait, wait.
No,
Are
no,
they a
no,
world?
no, no.
Are they a world team member?
I am not saying who
I
this
already
lifter
know.
is. I'm
Oh,
not saying who this lifter is. But
doesn't hit back downs and wants Zins for accessories. Bro, what?
Bro,
well,
just come on, just name drop one time, bro.
no,
Come on.
no. I
Alright, fine,
skipped back
fine. We'll
downs and
respect
accessories
him.
sometimes. It wasn't always, but it was
Bro, what?
yeah, yeah. It made me feel
That's crazy.
made me feel so old. So,
Wait,
anyways,
why did that make you feel old though? I'm curious, because that wouldn't like. I just think that's stupid.
well, because it's like I don't know, no one who's been powerlifting for like 4 or 5 years is gonna do that. Like,
Okay. I
yeah,
see.
so
I
like
see. What you're-
I don't, just like training with him, it was like, yeah, I can tell you're a young powerlifter. You're not like a
Yeah,
old.
that's a very new thing to do. Yeah.
It
Okay.
made me feel like I had to like calm him down. Like, all right, I felt like the old man trying to like steer him in the right direction. So,
That's
anyways, that was a little off topic, but it made me think of it. Um, okay, I think this is a pretty good question. Um, someone asked if you have to be genetically blessed to be a world-class athlete in powerlifting.
bro. What kind of
So
respectfully?
I
Yes.
I
Yeah,
think
like yeah.
I think at this point in powerlifting you do, but I like previous years I don't think it was as important as it is now.
It wasn't important because like no one was doing it. You know.
I mean, even like a couple of years ago, I think just with how crazy the like world record totals have increased, I think I don't know, I think the only way to get to worlds or even near worlds now, you have to have insane work ethic and at the same time have to have the genetics to actually do it. Um, but I don't know, even like a couple of years ago, I think hard work really like bypassed genetics. Uh, I don't think it does
I'm,
anymore. So that was the long answer of me saying yes, but
I think even that, like, bro, I know a lot of people. I'm just gonna be the devil's advocate here, but like, I know a lot of people. They they work hard in the gym. Like I've seen them. They work hard in the gym. They follow their program. They hit their accessories. Like, but for them to get 500 dots, I don't know. Like, it's
They're
gonna
cooked.
take. Honestly, I don't know if they ever will. You know, if they
Yeah.
stick with it long enough, they might hit like 480, 490 dots. But like, even then, I think you still have to be like genetically gifted to some point. Like you have to be advantaged. Elite is different now, right?
yeah,
Like you're elite. Like you're elite, but it's like Asante, like he's definitely advantaged too genetically. Like he has over 500 dots. Like he's strong,
I'm elite.
right?
You're advantaged.
I'm just not a lifter yet, technically. Technically.
No,
Yeah, yeah.
I agree with you though. I agree with you. I guess I more just mean you have to be like if a couple years ago you had to be like top 5% in genetics, now you have to be like top 1%. I guess is all I was kind
Yeah.
of trying to
No.
say. Like you always had to be, but to the extent that you have to be now is higher than it used to be.
I agree.
For sure. Yeah, and you could get away with eating Chick-fil-A and meal prep and
I,
Yeah,
I wonder. I wonder who that's directed at.
can't do that anymore. No more Chick-fil-A.
there's the closest Chick-fil-A to me is like an hour and a half away, and they're building one like 10 minutes away from me now.
Oh,
I
Beautiful.
know. Is
I was
it
about
is
to
it
say
over?
this effort to Wisconsin.
It might be over for me. Never making weight again.
Well,
No,
I'm,
but
I'm looking at some of the questions I got.
how many
Hmm?
what percentage of lifters do you think like physically have the capability of a 500 dots?
Like 5%, I'd say.
I think it's a little more than
Yeah,
5%.
I'd say over five.
I don't think 5% is.
I guess honestly,
I
it's
I would say 10 to, or sorry, I would say 15% is an accurate
No,
estimation.
no, that's too high.
Bro, 10%, 15% of lifters. You don't think 15% of lifters can hit a 500 dots?
I say 10 tops.
Bro, and we're assuming if you're getting there, it's not like, oh, I just accidentally got there like Elliot Sykes. I'm sure he works hard, but that kid's a freak, okay? But anyways, I'm just saying it's like we're assuming that this person's working hard, following what's on program. Again, I'm not saying Elliot Sykes doesn't do that, but he's on one end of the spectrum. But we're taking like 15. I'd say 15% of lifters probably have a potential of 500 dots. I mean, it's not that crazy of a feat.
I
I
think I
think
think I think 10% is fair. One in every 10 lifters.
I think it's hard because like on both sides, like on one end, like we're assuming that everyone is gonna have the same like the best work ethic, have powerlifting as like a top priority,
Yeah.
have a good diet, like good
Well,
training, all that. But on the other end, like I don't know, it's hard because the only lifters I really see are like around 500 dots lifters. So my view is kind of like skewed of that because like when I go to
Wait,
nationals and stuff, it's all like 500 dots lifters. So I guess
yeah.
I'm really only seeing like the top 5%. So I don't know. I guess it's kind of hard to judge, but
I got a question, Noah. So is the question like how many lifters have like the potential to
I
go
thought
500
that's what
dots,
the question was. I thought that
yeah,
was the
or
question.
yeah.
or or how many people like will hit 500 dots at some
No,
point?
like potential. How many lifters could?
No, no, this is all potential. Like,
Oh,
Like
potential.
genetically.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, like
Okay,
genetically,
I
what
think I
percentage
think
of
I agree
lifters
with you
could?
then. Yeah, I think about 15% could if
okay,
they
yeah.
if they did the right things. But how many of these people are doing the right things?
No, yeah, I,
Yeah.
I, I understand there's nuance and there's
Yeah.
a ton of different variables, but the actual potential, like, I
Hmm.
probably know like 3 or 4 people that had the potential, but they quit.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think I
like
just misunderstood the question. That's my
yeah, if
bad.
you the percentage of lifters that will get it is probably like under 1%. But
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not
potential
many.
to, I don't honestly, I was gonna say like 25 to 30. So I could be crazy,
25
but
to 30.
yeah,
I
I was gonna
just
say
hope
like
we get to
25%.
I just hope we get to a point that like it's like you have to have 500 dots just to get into like a state or regional meet. I hope that's like I want to see that in powerlifting to be like, dang, when I was doing it, like you could just sign up, but now you actually have to earn your way to state. You have to win the regional meet, then you get invited to a national meet, right? I think that'd be really cool to see. That's
Yeah,
Yeah.
how
I
it is in
agree.
like every other competitive sport. You can't just sign up for the state tournament. You have to earn your way through divisionals or sectionals or whatever they call it.
Hmm.
Then you earn your spot at state. You get seeded, right? It's like that'd be really cool.
Yeah, like the Wisconsin state meet. Um, this is not disrespectful at all. I know a guy that's going to it. He's one of like my good friends. So if he hears this, I don't mean this in a rude way, but it's his first Powerlifting America meet ever is the state meet. That's just not how it should be. Like state should
Yeah,
be a not high class as in nationals, but like higher than a local level. You shouldn't be able to
yeah,
just
Yeah.
sign up for your first meet as the state meet.
I agree. Like if you think about every other sport, like winning state
That's
in like
significant.
football,
Yeah,
and it's a big thing. It's huge,
Yeah.
But like you have people like, no offense to my Utah people, like all love, but they be winning their Utah State championships when they're competing with two other people in their weight class. I'm like, I'm a Utah State champion. Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
If you
Let's
if you if you go on my Instagram and scroll all the way down, my very first post on Instagram is my recap of my state meet,
no
um,
way.
where I won, and I was the only person in my weight class. I would just lie to people. They'd ask like how many people were in the weight class, and I told them there were a couple other people, but
Oh my
there
god.
wasn't. It was only me. I just
Yeah.
didn't want to tell people
Austin,
that.
how's it
I
feel
kind
knowing
of
that you've won at basically every level?
Not regionals.
huh?
I didn't win region. I've never won
Everything about
regionals.
regionals.
I know.
Dude, you
I
haven't
might.
competed at regions.
I know. I might have to sign up for a regional meet though. I've won a local meet. I've won a state meet. I've won a national meet, and I've won a world meet, but I haven't won a regional meet.
Bro won a world meet before a regional meet.
That's like the 5 steps. But there's not even like Powerlifting America regional meets, so I couldn't even do that until it starts.
Dude,
But
I hope Powerlifting America has big QTs soon.
yeah, or at least like some qualifying totals, at least something.
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, I think it should be something or put a acceptable total or not. Because if you
Yeah,
just put nothing, then people are still getting into it. It doesn't mean anything. But
yeah. Actually, I think
well,
I think we talked about it on our first podcast, the hot takes one. Like, it
yeah,
probably is honestly a smart thing for them to have no qualifying totals at this point because
Mhm.
it increases the people watching. Because like no one's gonna come watch nationals if they're not competing in it. It's not that big yet. But like if some kid that has a 300 kilogram total has the chance to compete at nationals, then they'll compete and stay and watch the other sessions. So
Yeah.
well, yeah. And to be fair, I do know a handful of kids that I spoke to, and they're like, dude, I honestly I want to go to Georgia, like Atlanta,
mm,
Hmm.
just to watch the big hitters, which is really cool, you
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
But yeah,
it's that's what powerlifting needs is like there's a good amount of people that compete in powerlifting. It's just that people don't watch it. Like not
yeah,
only people outside of powerlifting don't watch it, but even people in powerlifting just don't know any other big lifters besides themselves. They just compete to have fun and don't actually know the top end of the sport. So once the top end grows, audience wise, I think that's when it'll start to really grow.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sante,
What
did you have
did we
Huh?
what?
What'd you say?
do? What's the next question?
Oh, I was
Oh,
just gonna say, Asante, do you have any you want to ask, or do you want me to keep asking them? I have a couple more, but if you want to ask some, go
I
ahead.
got this. I got this one question that I was looking at.
All right.
Um, this is from Calvin 66 kg, Calvin Manavon.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Um, would you still compete in powerlifting? Oh, sorry, fuck it, I messed up. I can't read. I can't read it. Would you still compete in powerlifting if you would never stand on the podium again?
I saw when you said that one. That's actually a really good question.
Yeah, if you knew you would never stand on a podium again, would you still compete?
I'm gonna be
Uh,
honest. No, I wouldn't compete, but I'd still do it. I'd still um train, but I would not compete.
Uh,
why's that?
I mean, I started competing because I'm a competitive person by nature, right? Grew up playing sports, and like a lot of us, and I that's my whole that's a big drive. I want to be the best, and
yeah,
if I knew that I was not gonna be the best at that, like the best I can be, I don't know. Not saying that I can't be the best I can be, but I don't know. It just wouldn't sit well with me. I'd probably try to do something else. I'd still train, but I would try to pursue something else, and be competitive at it.
Yeah, I think if you told me that I would never podium again, I don't think I would. I don't know how to word this without making it like sound contradictory, but if you told me that right now, I would never podium again. I don't think I would keep competing. But at the same time, if I go the rest of my powerlifting career and don't podium again, I would be fine with it. Because like,
Yeah, because you're a world champion.
well, I mean, because
Yes.
I can I can't go into a meet knowing that I'm not going to podium. But like for the next 10 years, if I go into a meet thinking I can podium and I never podium, I'd be fine because I still had fun like trying for it. But if I went
Mhm.
into the meet already knowing that I wasn't going to, then I don't think I would have as
Yeah,
much fun with it. If that makes sense.
I agree with that. I
Okay.
think that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know what I would do actually.
You'd wrestle though.
Huh? No, no, I wouldn't. I'd be kind of lost. I'd be in
Limbo?
disarray. You said what?
You would be in limbo?
Yeah, like I wouldn't know what to do with myself. I want to say like for sure I would still train at the very least. Um, I don't know. I'd say I'll still compete. Just obviously not at the national or world level. I'll be a local meet hero, and that'll
Yeah.
just be my role in the community, I guess. Because
A
I I
local
I
meat
just
hero
I
that
love
won't
powerlifting so
podium.
much. What?
A local meat hero that wouldn't even podium.
Yeah, that's okay.
How
Okay.
uh
That's
how would
okay.
this podcast work if we were called the podium and none of us ever podiumed again?
That's
Yeah.
kind of embarrassing.
Yeah.
It is really embarrassing. But good thing
I
we
mean,
have
we're putting the pressure on ourselves.
Yeah. We've also never even said how we got the name of this podcast on the
oh
podcast.
yeah.
That's actually a good
But
question.
we're not gonna. Anyways, so moving on.
Okay.
Uh if if
What the fuck, Austin?
if no, to add to it, when I first started powerlifting, I didn't think I would ever like podium at open nationals or even go to worlds. Like I had goals to, but it never ever
Mhm.
actually seemed real, like that I actually would. So like at that point, I was fine with never podiuming. So I guess if I got back to that same mindset, then maybe I would keep competing. But I think it'd be hard to get back to that spot. Like knowing that I'm physically capable of doing it, I think it'd be hard to get back into the mindset of it's not going to happen again. I don't know. It's a good
Mhm.
question, but I don't know what I'd do.
That's just. I mean, you could just battle it out at like Wisconsin States or something every year.
And
Give
Fourth,
the
not
sixth,
people a
and
podium?
show.
seventh place.
Yeah, battle for fourth and fifth place every year.
Yeah, I guess so. Um,
But yeah, I'd still compete though.
That's crazy. I can't even
yeah,
lie.
yeah. I
Just
don't know if I would.
maybe one local meet per year, something like that.
I would say I
Yeah.
probably wouldn't, but I don't know. I do not
Damn.
know. Asante, do you have another?
Let me look.
Otherwise,
Give my good
I got
one.
another.
From Stefan Diaz, who is the MJ of powerlifting, or the Michael Jordan,
Ooh. We've already done that.
the
So it
goat.
would be,
It'd
well,
be it'd be John Hack.
Yeah, the second greatest of all time.
if we're talking about the GOAT, it would be John Hack. But
Yeah.
the Michael, I don't know anything about basketball, but from
Yeah,
what
but
Asante tells me, Michael Jordan isn't the GOAT. So
I think that's I don't know basketball enough, but I've never heard someone call LeBron the GOAT besides Asante.
Oh man,
that's
you're just
that's
hanging around the
LeBron.
wrong people. You're hanging around the wrong
Dude,
people.
the glaze is crazy for LeBron, bro. You literally went to sleep with LeBron inside of you.
Whoa, 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 whoa! What?
Hey, the picture. You sent the picture and you said you're going to sleep with LeBron inside of you.
Yeah, and it's LeBron James.
That's my point, bro. You're the biggest glazer ever.
That's not glaze. That's just Just giving out the respect that's due. But anyway,
I was gonna
Wait, I have a
say
question. Oh, go
what?
ahead, Austin.
Well,
Go
I
ahead.
was gonna say if Michael Jordan's second best ever, then I would say Jesus is the Michael Jordan of powerlifting. But honestly, I don't even think that because I don't think Jesus is second best either.
Yeah, no, he ain't.
who's your second best?
I don't know who my second best would be, but I still have Ray over Jesus. So
Bro, grow the fuck up. Grow the fuck up, bro.
what? I, um,
Dude, he's
For for,
you're making
for what reason?
you're making me sad, Asante.
Wait, why am I making you sad?
Ray Williams, I just think he has more world titles, been in the sport
Yeah,
way longer. If we're saying, because when we talk about greatest of all time, we have to assume their career is over right now. Like we can't take into consideration what Jesus might do in the future. It has to be right now, what he's already done compared to what Ray has already done. I
yeah.
hold
Jesus could
Ray's.
retire today, and he's already the goat.
No, he's not.
Already the goat.
no.
4 world titles, biggest total ever. Sheffield champion.
Dude, who's he going against for those world titles?
I mean, Teamer is stronger than Ray.
Dude. Yeah, but that's now.
Ray Williams still has like
That's
the
that's
greatest powerlifting moment in history,
that's,
and always
that's
will. So that could be part of the bias to me. Is just I don't think there will ever be a moment that surpasses that. And
that's fair. He does have the greatest moment.
when I think almost like Ray's longevity too. Like I watched him in person squat 1,000 pounds, and
Yeah.
like how old is he now to be squatting 1,000 pounds?
He's got to be pushing 40, right?
I think he's like 37, 38.
Yeah.
I don't know.
When was
Maybe
his first?
another.
When was his first 1,000 pound squat?
Plus, I mean, he's close to taking his squat world record back. He attempted it at NAPF, and he was close.
Yes.
Dude,
Like, I don't know.
Ray Williams, for the GOAT, you have the GOAT question. You have to take into account everything, like
Yeah.
the influence they have on the sport, longevity, what they did in the sport, the like kind of like what Austin said, the greatest moment that they had. Like, he's had a big influence on the sport. I think bigger than Jesus. No, like
No, I mean, wouldn't you agree though that Jesus' Sheffield win was like a pretty big moment itself?
Yeah,
I
but
mean, it was a big
nowhere near
moment, but I don't think.
comparable
It's nowhere near comparable.
to Ray Williams'
We're,
squat.
we're talking about a single lift versus like a whole like performance.
Way more
Bro,
people know Ray Williams' squat compared to Jesus' Sheffield performance.
Are you sure? Are you sure,
bro,
bro?
Absolutely.
you
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't know if I
dude,
believe that fully.
Asante, there's people I know personally that don't even know who Jesus is, but they know who Ray Williams is, and they're in powerlifting, bro.
I talk about Ray Williams a lot,
Uh
and
huh.
there are a lot of people that I've gone up to, and I'll be like, oh yeah, like Ray Williams 490 kilogram squat. They're like, oh, I don't think so. I show them the video, and they're like, oh yeah, I've seen that before.
Exactly.
There's so many people. I don't know if I've ever shown that video to someone, and they're like, oh yeah, that's weird. I've never seen that.
Dude, and here's the thing, bro. I've shown like I've literally been like, yo, dude, this lift is insane by Jesus. And like
Hmm.
honestly, I just hear, yeah, but look how big he is. Like people don't care that much.
But
Like
Ray's
Is
bigger than
that
Jesus.
it doesn't matter, bro. He had the
It
best
doesn't matter if that's what you're
moments of
gonna
all
use,
time.
bro. If
I'm
that's
just
your
saying, like,
criteria.
that's not that's obviously not the only criteria I'm using.
Okay, okay.
I'm just saying more people I know, this is right anecdotal, like more people I know Ray Williams, and Ray Williams is bigger, even though Jesus has a bigger total.
Okay, all right. But who's the better powerlifter?
Prime Jesus is better than Prime Ray, but
Yeah,
I
Who's
don't know.
got the biggest total ever done? Raw.
but that's like
Jesus.
okay, that's like saying who's the smallest
Tested or
lifter.
untested? Tested or untested, by the way.
Dude, he's so big he wears wraps on around his knees anyways. It's fat wrapped around his knee.
Say that again.
Don't say it
I'm
again.
saying
Say that
he's
again.
so big. There's fat that just like the rebound. There's no way he doesn't get this insane rebound from his hamstring to his knee, bro.
Don't all heavyweights get that? Super heavyweights?
Yeah, but like how many? I can only name two super heavyweights, dude. Teamer, the goat, Teamer. He's
The,
not actually the goat, but he's my
okay.
goat. Goat Teamer and Jesus and Ray Williams. Okay, three people.
Okay.
I don't know why. Wait,
Every podcast we do ends up in a goat debate. But anyways, we'll move on. I have Ray Williams as the goat.
I just
Super
don't know how
heavyweight.
you can say that with a straight face, but all right.
dude, Jesus. Never mind. Dude, we'll see. By the time Jesus's career has ended, we'll see what he does.
I think Jesus will
All
have a
right.
better overall career than Ray Williams, but I think if his career ended right now, it's just not better than what Ray Williams did.
Whatever
Yeah.
you say, pal. Whatever you say.
But we'll move on to the next one.
All right.
I think this is
You got me
my
heated, bro.
this. Oh, actually, I got a couple more. This is a good one though. What would you all consider the most important outside variable of powerlifting?
Oh,
The
that's a
most
good
important.
question.
Most important outside variable, yeah.
Wait, what's considered an outside variable? Like something that you can't control?
No, I'd say like, oh, I guess I didn't think I was gonna think like anything besides training, like sleep, diet. I consider that like an outside variable.
I would say your mentals, if that counts.
Mm.
But if we're not saying mentals, then I'd say sleep.
I want like what's more important, sleep or nutrition, like diet?
Sleep 100%.
Uh,
Really?
100%.
I honestly don't know. I'm just asking. I'm not trying to debate. I have no idea.
I think it depends. I think it does depend. I think if you're looking at an aspect of total time, like let's say a year span, I think sleep is more important. But then like if you're looking at a moment,
Mm.
the nutrition could be more important in that moment.
I can
That's
see that, yeah.
facts.
Having
That
like
is actually
one
facts.
bad day of sleep, I don't think is going to affect a training session, but having one bad day of eating could hurt a training session. But long
Yeah.
term, I would agree actually. Yeah, I think so.
That was the perfect way you could put it, actually.
Yeah. Good job, Noah. Good job.
Mm,
You
yep.
should try
Property of
coaching maybe.
Jesus Christ. What?
You should try coaching maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I should.
Sunday, do you have any more?
Let me see.
I had a guy ask when he was coming on the podcast.
Oh, what?
Yeah, that was his question.
I got I got a stupid question, but I want to save that
Uh,
for last.
Wait, how dumb is it, bro? Let's just get it over with.
Austin's reaction, dude.
Let's see the question. Let's hear it.
No, you'll hear it later. It'll be the last one.
Okay, I'll give a question. I have a question.
All right.
If you knew the exact time and date your last powerlifting meet was,
I
okay?
thought you were gonna say when we died.
No. That's too basic. Okay, this anonymous person. If you knew the exact time and date of your last powerlifting meet, would you would you um would you not do any meets in between and just train up until that point? Like just build the biggest you can, or would you would it change? Basically, would it change the course that you go to that next meet? Like, would it change training, like your mentals? Like, would you just stop? I guess that's the question.
Mm. Um,
It's an
I think I
interesting
just do
question.
things as normal, to be honest. I think I would. Oh, that's hard actually. It's almost like when people say um, like, would you like to know the date and time of like your last PR you ever hit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know, like the last meet I ever do. I definitely put more emphasis on it, like knowing that it's my last one. But I don't
I
think it
hope
would
you do.
change would I do? I guess it depends on when it is. Like, if you told me that my last powerlifting meet ever would be like in 2 years, that would change my answer compared to if you told me my last powerlifting meet ever is in like 20 years.
I guess here's the thing. It's like, would you? Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, let's assume that it's sooner than later, but would that change? Like, because you know what? Honestly, if I knew that like I had my last powerlifting meet and it was coming up in April, I would I would probably spend more money on like nutrition, like food. Like I would be even. I think it would dial me in even more. Like even though I'm
Yeah.
pretty, I feel like I'm more dialed in. Like I think my life would like drastically change.
I feel
Like,
like I'd just be depressed.
huh?
I'd probably just be depressed.
Oh,
Like,
Yeah, me too.
oh, this is my last meet in a couple months. I would probably
I
try
think this is.
not as hard.
I don't know if this is bad, but like if I didn't have powerlifting, like I'd be fine.
That's
Like,
That's
actually
not
great.
bad. Yeah, that's not bad.
Great.
Noah,
yeah,
you need powerlifting in your life. You can't be
dude,
you can't be happy
I
without it.
could stop powerlifting right now, and still my quality of life would not change. It
Oh yeah,
would
mine would for sure.
like I would like I have so many other outlets I think that I could go to athletically, like that it would just be like it would be fine.
I would be poor.
My
I would
quality
need
of
no
life would
money.
low key improve if I quit powerlifting.
Oh what? Then quit. Oh what?
My knees would feel so much better.
You're so old.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
All right,
it might be time for me to hang it up within the next like couple of years, man.
dude.
I don't have
I'm
much.
not gonna lie, Asante. I've thought about that.
What?
Like
Asante
you,
quitting.
I thought about. I'm like, dang, Asante is getting unk status. Like he's probably gonna quit in the next couple of years just because of his knees or something.
I think out of us
I mean,
three,
bro,
Asante quits
I have
first.
the thought, bro. Huh?
I
What?
think out of us three, Asante will quit powerlifting
No, it's
first.
definitely Noah. It's definitely
You think
Noah.
so?
I don't,
100%.
dude. What?
It's definitely Noah.
Why?
You're not gonna be around for another year and a half.
Oh wow, that's
What?
crazy to say. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Wait, are you being,
I don't know if I'm gonna see you in 2026.
are you trolling, bro?
Yeah, I'm trolling. I'm trolling. I'm sorry.
Okay, I was like, bro, you're tweaking, man. Dang.
No,
I think
but for real though, like I could see myself being out within the next like 3 years, maybe.
Dude, that's crazy. Nah.
I
I
think
just have
I'm
to wrap
staying
it up as a
I'm staying
junior.
a long time. I think I'm gonna be powerlifting for a long time.
Yeah, you're. I could see you in it until you're like 60, dude.
You're gonna be a master lifter for sure.
I would
Yeah,
love to. I mean, well, I guess I can't even say that. Powerlifting's too new. I was gonna say name another like teenage lifter that competed into their master years, but powerlifting's just so new that that's not even a possibility yet. But I just think that'd be really cool. Like, to have one teen nationals, to have one junior worlds, and then go compete at like maybe masters worlds someday. I think that'd be so cool.
that would be a very complete resume.
Yeah, with no regionals title ever.
You should just not do a regional meet just for the joke.
I might never get to. There's no PA regionals.
Yeah,
I don't think.
Shell's low key on the cusp of accomplishing that.
I know. Yeah, he was the only one that popped into my mind because he was at like junior worlds. He won junior worlds, I
Oh,
think.
Hmm.
dang. Yeah,
Yeah, and
that's
he's what
true.
like 37. So
Yeah, what?
three
He's
more
2 years
years.
away from being a masters lifter.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
that is crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
All right.
he could feasibly accomplish that though.
yeah.
Junior world
All
title,
right.
open world title,
Yeah.
masters world title as well.
Noah, do you have any more questions?
I don't have any good ones. That wasn't even a good one either, but
Well, we can wrap it up, maybe, right? We have no more questions to ask.
Wait, I got the last one.
All right.
Okay, this is from Caden KG.
Who?
Who goons the hardest out of us?
Thank you guys for watching episode 10 of the Podium.
No,
Yeah.
no input on that one.
Caden? Is his name Caden?
Yeah,
You know him personally?
yeah.
I would suggest to put a large, blunt object on top of his head.
Okay. You don't.
That's
You guys don't have. You guys don't want to answer the question.
You can
Asante,
answer
it's
first,
you.
Asante.
I gotta
It's
answer
you.
first.
Yeah.
I mean, being real, I'll probably say it myself.
Really? Really? Oh my gosh.
Why you sound like that, bro? Fuck you.
Good.
Bro,
Good answer.
who else would it be, bro? Who else? It's like saying who's the blackest on this podcast, bro.
I don't know, bro. You're kind of a gooner, Noah.
I'm a gooner, but not like you. You're different.
What are you saying?
You're different, bro.
What does that even mean?
You're different, bro.
Nah. I feel like Austin maybe has some secrets
No.
that he's holding back.
What happened to the integrity of this podcast? What have we done?
This I mean this
What have we
just
done?
this is just some real shit though. This is a real question. Like there's real gooners out here.
Caden's
It's
an
not.
L.
You said what?
Caden is an L. That's a terrible question.
2025 just started, and we already know what the worst question of 2025 is.
Yeah,
That's
Yep.
we're leaving him in 2024.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Caden. You've been rebuked.
Yep, you have been.
All right, sweet. I think we're good there.
Alrighty.
That was good. That was a fun little podcast.
All right. I agree. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in to episode 10 of the Podium. We'll see you again next Sunday. Peace out, guys.